What's up, Broncos? This is your favorite English teacher, Mrs. Mendoza. I wanted to make this video really quick just so that we can get acclimated with this new Schoology process. As I'm sure by now you've already logged into your portal and you've been able to click on Schoology, and that's how you were able to come to this message. So I just wanted to remind you that you do need to link your Schoology to your Google Drive at some point by going ahead and clicking in something Google related. I always like to check my Gmail first. That's just how I roll. But whatever, if you want to go to Drive, anything else would work. I'm also going to bring your attention down to here to Zoom. Many of you have either Zoom accounts or you've experienced Zoom before. In order to access my live class during 6th or 7th period, you need to go ahead and click on this Zoom button. You should say Zoom Teacher. And when you do, it will bring up information for you to authenticate. Now, I've already done that, and I have all my stuff here, but it will ask you to go ahead and sign in like you would the portal again with your email address and everything. So make sure you sign in with your Northside credentials in order for you to be able to access our Zoom meetings. Otherwise, it will not support just simply going to Zoom. Okay, so now that I've said that, I'm going to go ahead and click into Schoology. And when you look, yours will look different. These are all the courses that I teach. Yours would have all the courses that you take. I'm going to go ahead and use 6th period as an example. So shout out to 6th period. 7th period, I still love you. But I'm going to go ahead and show you what this looks like on my end. When you click in our class, you'll have your welcome message, and then you will have your hyperlinked live, link, to Zoom. And then your password I'll give you in just a second. I'll show you how to get that. But again, it says to be sure to go to our English 2 folder into week 1 and look at Monday's assignments and watch the video you're watching, obviously, before you do anything else. So I've got some norms here for you to look at and your attendance requirements. I'll go over that again in just a little bit. So in our English 2 folder, you have week 1. And in week 1, you should be able to see Monday's folder. You will not be able to see the rest of these folders because they will be pushed out to you the day of. We are no longer allowed to give you things in advance. So your week at a glance is here. You can see what we're doing for the week, but those things will not be live until the day of. So in Monday's assignments, so far you will see my video, which I haven't logged there yet, but it will be there. The survey, the icebreaker, and then my welcome message that I'm going to go over in just a second. So our survey is something you need to complete Monday by the end of the day, so by midnight. And you'll need to, again, log on to your Gmail in order for me to be able to get your email address. Then you'll give me just some information about you. One of the things I'm asking is if you're planning on logging in during our class period time, or if you plan on only coming some of the days or pretty much none of the days. I know some of us work. I know some of us have to take care of siblings at home, and so it's not always going to be feasible to be logging into Zoom Live. But I need you to let me know that, so that way if I never see your face and all you're ever doing is logging into Schoology, you will need to make a conference time with me, because according to what I can log in for attendance, I do need to have some sort of personal interaction with you. So that's why it is encouraged and expected for you to follow the bell schedule. But if there are any extenuating circumstances, just email me and we'll figure it out. You also need to understand what it means to receive attendance. How are you going to do that? In the spring, we could log on Monday, knock everything out, and we were fine. We never had to worry about attendance. That's different now. So there's a flow chart that says attendance requirements back on the home page for our course. I need you to understand what that means. Okay. If you don't, again, you and I are going to have a one-on-one conversation, just so that way we're very clear on how you're going to earn credit for this class through your attendance. What is one thing I need to know about you? So for example, for me, I have a very strong sense of humor. Sometimes people don't get it, but I think I'm funny, and that's all that matters. And I'm always going to find a way to incorporate some kind of GIF, I call them GIFs, or memes into my daily lessons. So for example, I have my little round burgundy here. People with a good sense of humor have a better sense of life. That's just a fact. And at the bottom, if you choose, I would like for you to provide a selfie just of yourself. I can't have anybody else in the picture, just so I can get to know your faces, preferably a recent selfie, not one from 10 years ago or whatever. But I need to be able to know what you look like. These will not be shared with anybody else. I put mine here for your reference, and to also show you a good sign of faith that if I can put mine up there, then I do ask that and encourage that you do, so I can get to know you. The next thing in the Monday's assignments folder is the icebreaker activity. That is also due by midnight. So when you click on this assignment, it looks like this. This blue phrase is hyperlinked, so that way you can access the Google Slides. And again, this is for 6 periods. 7th period, you have your own. But the entire class can now edit this slideshow, because I want every single person to have their own slide. So our little icebreaker way of getting to know each other is going to look at our useless superpowers. So I would like some sort of recent individual picture of yourself plus your name, and then think about one useless superhero power that you'd like to have. Now, by this, I don't mean something like flying or time travel. Useless meaning it's probably not going to help anybody else, but it'd be really cool for you to have. So my example would be to be able to walk around with an automatic Snapchat filter. Your girl hasn't worn makeup in like 6 months because of this pandemic, so it's a little rough on this side. Plus, now that we're going to be doing lots of videos and making sure we're on Zoom all the time, I need like my own glam squad. So I don't have that. So if I could just be able to walk around with an automatic Snapchat filter, the glow up would be instant. So that's what I'm looking at. Next slide, whatever slide is open, go ahead and take it. Once it's been claimed, don't edit over somebody else's slide, and keep going. There's about 35 different spaces, so just find one and put your information. Feel free to sass it up however you'd like. These 3 things are the minimum: your name, your picture, and then what is your useless superpower. So once you've done that, everything else in the Monday assignments folder should have been complete. My welcome message I'm going to go over with you right now is here in PDF form for you to access. And then you'll be done with Monday's stuff. And so hopefully I'll be able to see you live during your class period. But here's my little welcome message. My Zoom password will always be Wk1, always, unless we run into some sort of issue, and then I'll change it and let you know. But welcome to English 2, first and foremost. Some of our goals are going to be really looking at how authors use language to influence their audience and achieve their purpose, no matter what kind of author. Fiction, nonfiction, blog, doesn't matter. You see this a lot in the way people use their social media. You see it in the way news media outlets use language to influence a certain type of audience. We're going to be looking through that in lots of different ways. We're also going to be writing a lot and analyzing how people make their choices, why they make their choices, and overall, what does it do to us? And ultimately, you're going to apply that to yourself and to your writing and look at how you're making stylistic and technical choices in order to influence people and certain kinds of people. So our words matter. They can be super innocent standing by themselves, but how we use them and in what context and when and where and all of those things, that determines who receives them and what is going to be the outcome as a result of those words. So we're going to really spend a lot of time with that this year. So about your favorite English teacher, which is me, go with it. I just wanted to give you a little bit more information about who I am. If you haven't heard, I'm crazy. And I know a lot of people say that, but you're going to really find out right quick that it's true. Some of you may have had friends that have had me in the past, or siblings, or maybe you've heard about me. Hopefully it's all good things. Ultimately, I pretty much know all the things. I don't know how, but it finds its way to me in any capacity. So if I don't know it, it's going to frustrate me, and I'm going to be relentless and find out all the things. So take that however you will. A little bit about me in terms of Brandeis. I recently just moved up to teach AP dual credit, but I've taught all levels at Brandeis, so freshman, sophomore, junior, senior. I taught for 7 years at Garcia Middle School, 6 through 8. So I pretty much have taught all secondary levels at this point. This is my 12th year teaching. I am currently the leader for the English 2 level for English, and I will be teaching from school in my classroom. At home, my husband is working from home. Our 2 children, our 2 daughters, are virtually learning. I have a 4-year-old and a 9-year-old, and send us all the positive vibes because they will be learning from home as my husband is trying to work, as I'm sure several of your families are doing the same. We also have 2 dogs and a tortoise, and our living situation is kind of interesting. We're in a temporary place because our house is still in the process of being built and won't be finished until January. So, all fun things. This quote I came across Twitter earlier on when this pandemic started, and this has stayed with me. And so this is my mantra, if you will, for the entire year. I am no longer accepting the things I cannot change. I am changing the things I cannot accept. So no longer am I going to sit and be passive. If there's something I don't know or don't like, within reason, I will be intentional about how I go about changing those things. If I can't change it, then I'll change my perspective. A little bit more about me, sorry. I'm from New Mexico. I'm from Las Cruces. I graduated from New Mexico State with my bachelor's and moved here to teach for Northside. In May, I just recently graduated with my master's degree in curriculum and instruction with an additional master's degree in rhetoric and composition. So you'll see my graduation picture. I am the first in my family to go to college for any degree, and I'm the first in my family to move away from home. So you can kind of say that I am a trendsetter. On the bottom right, you can see my people. Miss Gray Castro is the one in the middle. She's the GSA sponsor, and she teaches senior English. And Miss GZ, Miss Gonzalez, is on the right, and she's become a really good friend of mine over the last couple of years. All the way on the left, again, you'll see Miss GC, but you'll see Miss Abarama. She is one of my best friends. Also, we have gone through the majority of our master's programs together. I just happened to finish mine first. And then you'll see Ms. Jaramillo. She is our English department coordinator. She is also the senior AP dual English teacher, and I believe freshman teacher. I think she's teaching pre-AP this year. Upper left, you'll see Walt Disney World, Magic Kingdom. It's one of my favorite places to be. I think that's Disney World. Anyway, the whole point being, I love all things Disney. You'll see my Spotify icon because I couldn't survive without it. And then at the bottom, you'll see the little symbol for education, which is an apple. I'm very passionate about my job, which brings me to the middle. I am an advocate for equity and justice and freedom and all the things that should be rightfully afforded to us in this world. So what are we going to do in this class? What is the point? Well, number one, what we're not going to do is procrastinate. I know it's difficult, especially in this setting when it's difficult to force yourself to do something when the TV is right there or your games are right there or the snacks or your bed. But if this has always been your main struggle, you need to figure it out in the next 2 weeks. You need to get it under control. And I'm not saying you need to be the most productive person in the whole wide world, but you need to establish some sort of routine or schedule for yourself because nobody's going to be there to nag you to get online or to finish your homework. That is 100% now your responsibility more so than ever. In addition, not processing things can become an issue. And what I mean by that is a lot of us tend to rush and get to the final copy. That's not the point of this class. The point of this class is to look at how people process things. It is the writing process, the reading process, more so than any sort of final assignment that I'm asking you to do. Now, those assignments are important and the final products are important, and I look forward to reading every single one of the masterpieces you write. But the process is my ultimate goal is for us to focus on. And then lastly, not communicating. These are unprecedented times. This has never happened before in any of our lifetimes. So We need to be flexible and patient and stay in touch as much as possible. If something is going on, I don't know about it unless you tell me. If you're having trouble with directions, there is absolutely no need to sit there and suffer in silence. Open up your email, get a message, or text me through Remind, and make sure you let me know what's going on. I'm here to help you. You have choices in this class, and I say this frequently, make good choices. When you are allowed to have certain choices, I will always give them to you. Number one, you have choice in how you access this class. Are you going to follow the bell schedule? Are you going to forget? Does something happen? Or do you work during the day and you need to be able to work through our class in the evenings? That is a choice in how you receive that attendance and how you receive those grades. Within reading, I'm going to encourage that you read as much as you can. Now, I may give you certain parameters every once in a while, but anytime I can give you some choice, I will. When I assign certain things to write about, typically I might give you an overview or maybe some kind of theme, but those topics and the things that you choose to write are always your own. And you are always free to write about whatever you'd prefer to write about. But that also goes back to communication. If you're not sure, ask. And last, anything you share, however much of your personal life or your story or your opinions about different issues that will arise, is up to you. If you're not comfortable sharing certain things, you never have to. All you need to do is simply talk to me about it and we will figure it out together. So what do you need to do in this class personally? You need to log into your Northside portal every day. You need to access Schoology every day. Go through your email. Make sure you're working through your drive when possible. Make sure you go through that portal and click on the Zoom icon for all of your Zoom meetings throughout the day. You need to make sure you're engaging with this system because that is the only way I know whether or not you're actually receiving the materials you need to in order to earn credit for this course. Again, you need to show up. Okay, if this were regular school, you would actually go to the building, but because it's not yet, your attendance, your showing up and engaging is going to happen through Schoology. You need to communicate. I've said it, and I'll say it again. Communicate with me. That is the only way that we are going to make this work for all of us. You need to be flexible. 2020 so far has been the year that if it can go wrong, it will go wrong. So expect things to crash and burn. Do the work. You get out of this course what you put into it. I'm not entertaining grade questions or how do I get 100 or what do I need to do to pass. I'm not entertaining any of that. You show up, you put in the work, and you'll get out of it what you put into it. Okay? You need to be humble. Accept the fact that you will make mistakes and learn from them. I make mistakes every single day. I'm sure I've made a mistake already somewhere on this PowerPoint or in one of my links or any of that. Make sure to have grace and patience with others who are still learning. Not all of us are on the same page when it comes to technology. Some of us get it and some of us don't. Some of us forget every single time to turn our mic off when we log into Zoom. It happens. But be humble enough to know that we're going to make mistakes and we just need to put one foot in front of the other. And last, have integrity. It's so easy to copy and paste. It's easy to call people on FaceTime and, copy things that they have on their assignments. It's easy to do that, and we get that. But ultimately, you are the one earning the credit in this course. You are the one that has to be accountable for your learning. Have integrity. Do your best. I would rather you take time on something that you are struggling with than to copy and take the easy way out. I will never do that. I will never simply just take the easy way out. It's not in my blood. So I expect the same thing from you. I will have patience and grace and compassion, but I have zero patience or tolerance for cheating or laziness. So what's next? For today, Monday, you need to make sure that you've completed the student survey that's linked in Schoology. You need to make sure you open the icebreaker slide template and complete it before midnight. You also need to join our class Remind using the instructions I posted. I've enabled it to where if you need to text me via remind, I will get it. Please be respectful of time. If you text me at midnight, I will most likely not text you back. But if it's at least before 8 p.m., I'm more than happy to get back to you. If you have yet to link your Google account with Schoology, you're going to run into some issues with access. You may be finding difficulty accessing PowerPoints or Google Docs. So if you're not sure how to do that, if you click on this hyperlink that says here is a video, it'll show you how to do it. That way you don't have to worry about not having access to things your teachers are posting. So here's a little video I wanted to share with you from the Penguins of Madagascar, just because I feel like it sums up our situation so well. If you haven't watched the movie, you need to watch the movie. But I just want us to take a second and watch this together.
Call it what you will. Debbie, Dave. He hacked into our system.
Where's the sound?
Dave,
I can't.
your microphone, it's not on.
Click on the button with the picture of the microphone.
Every time a billing calls in, this happens.
Hello?
Well, now we can
So
hear you, but
annoying.
we cannot see you.
Every time.
That's like talking to my
This
parents.
always
How
happens.
about now?
Yes. Oh, yes,
Excellent.
we've got you. That's fantastic.
Now, where was I? Greetings, North Wind. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have to go do some shopping. For revenge! Wait, how do you... What do I push? Is it the red? Or... I thought it was... It's not this...
Okay, so ultimately, things are going to get done. Things are going to happen when they happen. Are we going to have some glitches along the way? Sure. But ultimately, those are just simply little obstacles that we need to just get past. So I want you to know that you are awesome and you are the reason I do what I do. You're the reason that I'm here. I can't wait to see your faces, to work with you, to be here for you as we move through this year together. You're fabulous, and I'm so excited to be your teacher. So with that, ladies and gents, once you've completed these two things, you're good to go. And I hope to see your beautiful face during our class period on Monday. All right, take care.